Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Alrighty, graveyard talkers. So here we are at another cemetery. This time we are at Gillian Baptist Church Cemetery outside of Gonzales, Louisiana. And hopefully, maybe in one of my next videos, I'll go down to the bigger ones back down to New Orleans. Depends on what the weather is. So you can see the weather here is getting windy and really getting cold. Don't get over here. So we just thought we'd just stay around local to where I'm staying at. That way there's no big issues when I go down to Louisiana. It is a little bit of a drive from here to there. So for those who are buried in Gillian Baptist Cemetery, my name is Randy. I mean you no harm, I come in peace. We just want to get your story out. Now, there is a famous baseball player here. I believe he played for St. Louis, Kim Batiste. And I tried to walk around the cemetery to find where he's buried at. I found the area where the Batistes are buried. Looks like by age-wise only, maybe his grandmother and great-grandfather. But I didn't see anything there. He died in 2020, I believe, 54. But I couldn't find his grave. Nothing. I figured that if it was visible, it would have, baseballs and stuff like that on it. But spent about a half an hour looking for it, and I couldn't find it. So maybe he'll come through and let us know where he's at. But I suspect he's probably in an unmarked grave at this time, is what it looks like to me. So once again, I mean you no harm. I have two devices here with me. I have a phone, which is going to allow you to talk to me via my other device, which is the speaker. Anything you'd like to say, any questions you have, if I can hear them and pick them up, I'll answer them if I can. I'll have a few questions for you as the time goes on. And hopefully, you'll want to communicate and let us know. Seems like a very nice cemetery. It's a rural cemetery. I believe it was 611, don't quote me on that, souls here, spirits here. So with that, I'll get the program going, and I'll be up here in a minute. And then if anybody here wants to talk, has any questions they'd like to ask, like to answer some questions, we would appreciate that. Not very many fancy headstones here. There are a few. Most of them are just generic, like what you see behind me for burial. Kind of sort of above ground here. All right, again, my name is Randy, and we'd like to say hello. Is anybody out here who would like to, any spirits here who would like to talk to us? All right, and it's very, very quiet here, and I expected that with there being so few spirits in the area, which seems to happen. What do you guys, what do you spirits think about being here in this cemetery? Was it a good choice for you? All right, once again, somebody is playing with my volume. So I'm going to stop here and figure out what the issue is because it is working. But again, it's low, and I just looked at the volume port, and it's not low, it's up high. It was just working. As you seen just a second ago, it was just working. I didn't touch anything. There we go. So it was down. It was down virtually off, and I had not done it. So I don't know if spirits are that don't want to talk are turning it down or what. And so I think the question that I asked the spirits if they thought that this was a good cemetery. Does it give you the peace that you were looking for in eternal life? Some. Some again. Some a third time. So for those of you who wanted me to, who answered, I should say, what makes this cemetery your choice? Why did you choose this cemetery if you chose it? Were you members of the Gilliam Baptist Church? I don't know where it's at. I didn't see it coming in. But were you members of the church? I heard he's coming. Who is coming? So I heard he's coming, and then somebody else said in a minute. So I guess the question is, who is coming in a minute? Is it not a who, but a what? I heard somebody say, ask them who. So that's what I'm asking. Who is coming? Is there anything that I should be aware of? So for the last week, there's been a lot of rain that's been in this area. Are you all able to continue on with your normal activities with the rain and the ground being as soaked as it is? So we're always wondering. The reason we do this, the reason I do this, is because I want to hear from you. What's it like in the afterlife? We all know what it's like in life. But what's it like in the afterlife? What can I expect? Nothing? I heard nothing. I heard family, and I heard it's just different. So if it's different, what makes it different than living? So should I look forward to the afterlife? What comes with the afterlife? Because I don't want to just sleep. I would like to be active if I can. Am I going to be active in the afterlife? Am I going to be able to go places? Am I going to be able to do things? Or am I just going to be there? So around here, do you leave the cemetery? Are you able to leave the cemetery? And if so, where do you go? Interesting. Walk through the town. So somebody said that they walk. The question was, where do you go? And the answer was walk through the town. This is good enough. So the one who said walking through town, you often leave the cemetery and go walking through town for what purpose? Let's try again. Why would you go walking through the town? I don't know where the town is around here, but why would you go walking through the town? Things to play with. So you go walking through town to find things to play with. What kind of things do you go to find to play with? Hello, Grandma. How are you? Grandma, have you been watching over me? The other day she said she wasn't watching over me. So, Grandma, have you been following me? Thought I heard heard yeah in there. And Grandma, if you've been following me, why have you been following me?
Image our door. Going on. And
I thought I heard not something bad, but we'll have to listen to see that what it was. So let's go back to the spirit who said that they got up out of here and they walked out of here and they were walking through town to find things to play with. What things are you looking for?
you know, we hope that to find he didn't on
Would the items that you're out there to play with? Now, it could be a child. Maybe a child is walking into town to find things to play with. Is this a child? Is this a young kid, a young boy, or a young girl?
read something else.
Well, someone said, give me a reason. So if I've given you a reason for why I'm asking, it's because I'm curious. That's all. So we'd just like to know if you're a child or a young person and you're walking into town. Are you looking for toys, things to play with? You're looking for toys. Walking? Yeah. What kind of toy would you like? What kind of toy would you like so you can play with it? All right. So I expect it's a kid that's a child that's walking into town. So can I get your name? The person walking into town to play. Can I get your name? Could you give me your name, please? Very low, I heard Michael. Very common name. Michael, are you the one that is walking into town?
Our door up to it. Moved in.
Because I heard move it. Of course, I hear move it all the time. I heard move it something and then spirit. Who's telling me to move it because of the spirit? And I did hear, again, low, but really low. Have you had COVID yet? Have you had COVID yet? So maybe we have somebody in here who had passed away from contracting COVID. No, I have not had COVID yet. Did you get COVID, and is that what you died from? So no, I never got COVID. I do have a bit of a cold right now, probably a chest cold from the weather changing. I'm down here where it's supposed to be warmer, but right now it's pretty cold. Um, so the person who was asked, the spirit that was asking me about COVID, did you get COVID? No. So if you didn't get COVID, why are you asking me if I have COVID? So me having a chest cold or me having COVID isn't going to hurt you, is it? You don't know? Well, I would probably think not. But, you know, I don't think you can catch the code that I have. Would somebody like to come through and tell me what you used to do for a living? I thought I heard in the beginning posto. At the end, I heard anything. Anything or posto, anybody else? What about baseball player Kim Batiste? Are you here? Kim, are you able to speak to us? Kim, you used to play baseball, professional baseball. Can you tell us the last team that you played for? I did hear sports a few seconds ago down there. Kim, I tried to find where you were buried here. Can you tell me where you are buried? They died. Kim, can you tell me, am I close to where you're buried? Are you buried over in the section with the other Batiste? Well, I'll have to apologize to Kim because I don't follow baseball, so I was not aware of him playing, and I don't know the years he played. He was 50 years old when he died a few years ago. I think, I believe it was the 2020. So I'm not very familiar with you, Kim. Can you tell me something about your record as you played baseball? And is that your family? Are you buried with your family here, Kim? Well, it seems like a very nice cemetery. It's very quiet. There is a busy road out front there, but not too much. They have a bunch of military flags up on front, POW flags. So Maybe we also have a POW in here. Do we have a prisoner of war? We have a military prisoner of war who is resting in the cemetery. And how many POWs are resting here? 12. Now I know that in some parts of Louisiana in the South, the German POWs stayed in the area. Is that what you're referring to? The German POWs that once the war was over stayed in the United States? Well, right there sounded German. Um, I thought that would be good, because I thought it's what it said, but I'd have to re-listen to it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the spirit box run for a minute, and if any of you would like to get what's on your mind across, go ahead and say it. I'll pick it up, and then hopefully somebody who knows you will see this video, and they will hear what you have to say. So go ahead. I'll give you all about a minute. All righty. So during that, I did hear, go to him and get an answer. So I don't know if they were telling, one spirit was telling another spirit to go to me to get an answer. So we'll check real quick. Is there a spirit here who needs an answer to something? If so, let me know. Okay, I heard nothing. So I hope you found what the spirits had to say today at Gillian Baptist Cemetery interesting. And again, like I always say, if you come here to hear what I have to say, you're here for the wrong reason. We're here to hear what they have to say, to hear what the spirits have to say. And I'm sure when I go back and I listen to everything, they have a lot to say. There's a lot that they have to say underneath that they're trying to get their point across. So with that, I'm going to call it a day today. It's a little bit too cold, Topa. I'm not sure whether I showed it. I'll be showing it on the video or not, but it was there. And I'm probably going to edit it out. Topa got sick. Topa likes to eat grass, and Topa got sick. So I put her in the car for her to lay down. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. I appreciate every one of you watching my videos. I appreciate the comments that I do get. And of course, if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, like it, comment, and I will see you on the next one.